Hey guys, welcome into this new video Tech Express. I'm going to be showing you how to get started with an actual clothing brand of Shopify. So you wanted to get started with the clothing brand world, which I think like the best solution and the best and easy way to get started from day number one is to look out for an inspiration that can be helping us to get started with. In my case, since I wanted to make some clothing brand stuff, I want to check it out like some influencers stuff, for example Sarah, or maybe there is like Stradivarius. There's a lot of stuff that you can use it to find out like the best clothing brand solutions. So check it out here. For example, this Sarah has this main stuff that's going to be asking you what is the currency you're currently living and the actual language that you are actually making here. So check it out that we already have like a few images of how it's going to be looking. This style, the style of our actual brand is already been enabled into the very first pages now. So we are not seeing the prices, we are not seeing all the products, we are actually seeing the style of the actual brand. This is what we wanted to look out for the actual clothing brand store. I think this is really useful, and for my taste of good here, I think it's going to be really let's say like an influence to use this to get started with. So first of all, let's focus into the brand logo. For that, I wanted to go into Canva. Here into Canva, we can try to create almost any kind of stuff totally for free. So I can strongly suggest you to use Canva to create some kind of logos, branding, whatever. It's going to be really useful to get started with. Even you can go into the left part that says design and go into, let's say, clothing brand logo, whatever. And as you can see here, I do have, let's say, for example, this one. I have this one, I have this one, I have a lot, but truly a lot of stuff that I can use totally for free. So let's say that I kind of like this style, right? So it says Fayuga clothing brand. So I can choose more designs here. So let's say that I kind of like this one, for example, Milk Creative Studio. So let's say, for example, that this is just like the brand, the logo of my actual clothing store, right? So what I wanted to do is to download this logo, and I'm going to use this as a transparent background to use this later on. Really important. So now that I saved this, I'm going to hit into PNG file, and I'll check it out here into Shopify. That we have the settings section down here, and focused down where we have the actual brand section of the settings. This is going to be helping us of how it's going to be looking our actual brand logo and this channel. So this is the part where you wanted to get started with adding the actual first logo that we have just created with Canva. So for example, you hit into add images. It's been now uploading and the processing is now been enabled. So I'm going to hit now into done, and voila, this is how it's going to be looking. Our actual logo file, we have the square version. Now it's going to be asking for the actual colors. If you go back into your design, what I can totally suggest to you is to get started with some lines and shapes like this. And I wanted to add 3 colors. These 3 colors should be helping me to figure it out which are like the main colors of how I want people to remember my brand. What I wanted to do is to choose square number 1, for example. And let's say that I wanted to focus into, I don't know, maybe black. The second color, let's say that I wanted to do something like this. And the third color, I wanted to go here into plus, and maybe you want to choose something white or something different. Maybe, for example, this one, I don't know. And there we go. So we have now our 3 colors of how I want people to remember my actual brand logo. So with that being said, what I wanted to do is to go back and implement those colors in here. My primary color, it should be black, and the contrasting color, I wanted to go here. I go into the name of my color, and here I'd have this actual code, which is F4F4F4. So I'm gonna hit here, I type F4F4F4. There we go. Now into the secondary, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I choose this element, double FC, I'm gonna click here, I'm gonna copy this code, I'm going to go into the secondary color, I'm going to paste that in here, and there we go. And add another secondary color, I'm just going to add once again F4, 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 and there we go. Here is our branding logo stuffed. Contrasting color, let's go with black. Now it's going to be asking us for a cover image. The cover images is going to be helping us to figure out how it's going to be looking, all our elements. So I'm going to go back into Canva. Let's go into 1920 by 1080, create our new design. And this is the part where I wanted to import the logo, which in my case is this one, and I wanted to add all of those colors inside my actual let's say design. So I'm gonna just use this. I'm gonna go back in here, I'm gonna copy this element, I'm gonna paste that in here, and what I want to do is just to put it like this. For example, I'm gonna bring this back. This is just like a main broad idea of how I'm just getting started. As you can see, I do see now the elements, all my colors here into my design here. So as you can see, it's not looking that bad. I download, I hit into download once again. I go back into my section here, and what I want to do is to hit into changed, and I just drag and drop the element that we have just downloaded from Canva. And this is basically of how we can get started with our branding section. So now here into the slogan, let's say milk, what else? So what I'm doing here is just to adding all the value information about my store. Why do people want to buy into my store? Why do I want to, let's say, sell this product? I wanted to bring value to all of them. So it's really, really important to do that inside our actual business. So you can add your social links in there. You can add more stuff, your show description, your slogan, and much more. Hit into the upper part and check it out how it's going to be looking your actual element. So I'm going to hit now and view my online store, and you should be seeing now that all your elements should be just added automatically there. In my case, I wanted to go back. I'm going to hit into my online store. And here I wanted to go into the customize of my actual website, because I wanted to implement all of those stuff that we have just added into my actual store. So let's say that I wanted to change the color scheme into the name, and I am just getting started with adding more elements into my actual store. So I do have image number 1, I have image number 2. So let's say, for example, that I hit into changed, and now I hit into save. And this is how I'm going to be getting started with the actual brand clothing inside the actual Shopify. So we have come from this into this. It's going to be looking much more interesting, right? So this is how, guys, you can get started with making some stuff here into your actual Shopify. You want to make sure that you have an actual website as a reference. You don't want to copy paste the same inspirational stuff. You want to use this to, let's say, incentivize your creativeness to add your own stuff into your actual website, and you might be having something maybe not that like the same stuff, but something related into what you're actually looking for. So with that being said, guys, we have now reached to the very end of the video. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more great tools of how you can have this clothing accessories store and into Shopify, more tools and all that. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. Hope you're doing so great, and I'll see you on the next video.